Okay, today I only going to upload one video, and that is I'm all day are doing. I was doing different chores outside or doors. I don't know what's the correct word. Well, I study a lot, but I don't have time for record all. I record some videos, but the exterior sounds was pretty nice, and my words don't sounds good. Yeah, well, I study, as you know, with the English Academy with Tiffany. Um, I'm focused in day two, English expressions, and I learned three new phrases. The first one is, as I was saying, the meaning of this is back to early point. For transition to back, you are saying, yeah, and this depends your mood, because if you say this in a bad mood, sounds as I was saying, with a little sarcasm, but when you are in a good mood and smile first, you sound something like this. As I was saying, yeah, it's it's a little different, and we need to have careful when we use this phrase because that can misunderstand it. Yeah. Okay. Uh, well, let me see. I write down some ideas. Okay. I write down some words that I need to looking for the meaning. But as I was saying, I talk about three phrases that I learned today. And the second one is speaking of. And when you starting a new topic, but linking at the current one. For example, in a conversation, we're talking about, for example, my or your mother, your brother, your sister, your girlfriend, and suddenly we can say, speaking of your mother, how has she been? Or speaking about your brother, how has he been? Yeah, something like that. And the third one is if you ask me, and this is a little gossip. When you are a little gossip and you give some advice that the people don't ask for example, if you want my opinion, even even if no one asked for it, has asked for it, you can use this phrase. Yeah. If I ask me and you give an idea. Yeah. Your idea, of course. Okay. That that's happened with this video in this program, but I was listening podcast today in Spotify. I I listen. Let me show you. Uh, for example, yes, this walk and talk, and I listened the first episode behind the scene of Hollywood, and the episode number two, our favorite films. Well, let me see. Thanks for tuning into the first ever Wanting Talk podcast. In this episode, Bruno and Matteo discuss the culture of Hollywood, why we love the SFV, and how that has changed the way we look at new media opportunities for any creator out there. Yeah, uh, both of them love the visual media. The, they are love to film, and for example, their podcast was filmed on an iPhone 11, and that's great. They talk about it's easy to record a podcast, and that give me an inspiration for trying to do that. Mm, mm, in maybe in the future, not now because I can speak English very well, but maybe in the future when I have more confidence. Yeah. In the episode number two, they talk about their favorite movies. And that was funny. They speak about, for example, Back to the Future. For example, they talk about the Joker. The Joker is a great movie. They refer that is because in this movie and in the other movies, when when the Joker appears, they show us that the bad guys uh, can win. Not ever the good or the good people or the superheroes win. And it's really interesting their opinions. Other movie that they have mentioned is the Terminator. Yeah, Terminator 2. But I dedicate my day to listen and try to learn more words. I write down a lot of phrases and words. For example, glad to be here. Passion for film. Yeah, here I have this phrase here. Passion for film. They too, both of them, have a passion for film. Yeah. Other words or phrases or phrase is I guess. Or what means to you? Uh, can I only imagine? Yeah. What anymore? A better good way to transition. It seems okay. Came over. Uh, this can probably happen when you go somewhere and other ones. Yeah, I wrote down some one of this for looking for their meaning. And okay, well, uh, we come to the beginning. Uh, yeah, I dedicate. I dedicate to watching the video in the day number three. Focus English idioms. Yeah, I learned three of them. Add fuel to the fire, all ears, and badger someone. Yeah. The first, add fuel to the fire, is merely doing or saying something that makes the current situation worse. Yeah. When someone speaks about something that only change the situation in a worse situation. Yeah. Maybe you you in one moment say something like this, or you have a friend, or maybe a familiar that that do this the all time. The other one is all ears, and it means someone is ready to hear. Yeah. For example, it could be an expression. Well, this is an expression when someone talk to you and you are really interested in his words or her words. You can say this. Yes, I'm all ears. Tell me what do you need, or tell me what can help you. Can I help you? Okay. The third one is badger someone, and these have several words that I can understand. I'm looking for, but I need to practice with this because maybe I forget his its meaning. Yeah, nag or pester someone persistently until you get what you want. Yeah, it's used with a when you or someone else have have a bad attitude or are in a bad mood. Yeah, for example, a supervisor, your boss, or maybe a partner or co-worker. But it's really useful to say what this means. Yeah. Okay. What anymore? Okay. What anymore? Yeah. We going to Spotify. Yeah. I I heard I heard this podcast. Yeah, and is speak English with teacher Georgiana. She speak American English pretty well, and it's interesting because well she have okay let me see okay here all episodes yeah. She speak in another way to try to learn English. For example, in his first episode, "Welcome to Speak English," she talks about what how she can help us to learn English. For example, "Welcome to Speak English Now podcast, your resource for practicing your English speaking and listening. You will also learn about lifestyle and culture, language, vocabulary, and how to learn English more effectively." Yeah. And well, here are a little resume, a little extract. Yeah. And she get us some advice for speak English more quickly and what we need to improve our English skills and some words that are very useful. Okay, in the episode number two, I I listen about why are British and Americans so different. They tell us an history, and she speak about at the beginning the British colonies go to America, and after to colonize that country, some families start to be wealthy, and they pay for half a different accent or way to speak in English, and that becomes in new English, the American English. Yeah, it's really interesting. And the third episode, I really study a lot today. I listened this episode, the importance of repeated listening in English. And again, she says it's important to repeat the audios. If you are starting learning English, well, it's necessary to repeat more times and try to understand the audios or the podcast. Maybe she talk about 10 times, 11, 15, maybe 20. But do you can you can think that is an exaggerate? I don't know, or is a lot of times. But at the beginning is it's necessary, and when we are managers. But with time, with a intermediate level, we need to listen this podcast less times. Yeah, and maybe three, four, or five times. Personally, I don't do that because for me it's really bored. Hear or listen the same podcast several times. I don't know if you have the same feel, but for me, uh, that's is my true. Yeah. Well, I try to listen the episodes only one time, but I write down some phrases and words that I can understand. As you can see, I speak with the same words several times, but that is because I'm learning. Yeah. Well, for this day, that is all. This was the third day and T minus 136 days. Well, finish.